throw myself in. My baby came along, she said, tell me when, tore down, almost level with the ground. Well, I feel like this, where my baby can't be found, yeah. I love you, honey, with my heart and soul. Love like God's is never gonna grow old. Love you in the morning and the evening too. But when you run away, I get so mad when you tore down, almost level with the ground. Well, I feel like that's where my baby can't be found. Yes, I do.
with the bottom here. Stay with the bottom. Big wreck in your mirror. Big wreck in your mirror. Oh no! Oh my God! That looked awful.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TARNATION TV on YouTube, live here at All-Star Racing League. This is the premier Superspeedway series at Talladega. Version 4 from RTG, a little bit of a wider pit road. Very, very cool track. The final race of season number 2. Very important race, very tight with the points. We'll get into that later. This is a two-man broadcast tonight. My name is Blaine Donlin, joined by Rod Weston.
Oh, yes, season 1, buddy. Remember, you're thinking this is the first time for Saturday night, but
yes, you're right.
You got season 2 in the mind just because we already got things worked up and our things ready to go for season 2. Mm-hmm. But yes, no, we are back again, wrapping up the championship. Randy Waugh holding a slim lead over Dante Ricky. Bobby Farrell's back there, 26 back. Nate Balzer, 30. Tommy Bombard, 31. Denny Carroll, I don't believe is here tonight. I haven't seen if he's here tonight. And Mark Paglia is about 28 back. So I think, if you want to call it, there's the 5 guys that are going for the championship. Realistically, I think it's just Randy Waugh and Dante Ricky tonight. But you never know. You know, Bobby Farrell could sneak up there and do it. So could Nate Balzer. Just depending on if them guys have a rough night. So we'll have to just see how it goes, you know?
And that's the thing. We've got just over 30 drivers here this evening. So it's a possibility, you know, with a smaller field that, you know, points don't shuffle as much.
Yeah, it's harder.
30 guys, there's a lot of points to be had.
Yeah, it's harder to
lost.
Get advantage or get away from somebody. You know, granted, there's only, you know, well, I don't know, I haven't counted how many cars are in here tonight so far, but usually we've been averaging about anywhere from 30 to 35 cars.
Yep.
That's a big enough stretch so Bobby Farrell has a chance.
I'm showing 32.
That's a big enough chance so that, you know, that Bobby has, or even Nate Balzer, Tommy Bombard for that matter, Mark Paglia. I think that's enough people so that, you know, it could potentially happen. But, you know, you've got to be in a scenario where Randy Waugh wrecks on the first lap and, you know, doesn't lead a lap, doesn't get any points, you know, gets last place points. Mm-hmm. And remember, it's, you know, you get 5 more points for the win than you get for second, 3 more points, you know, behind that, and then it drops from there 1 point. So mathematically, it's realistic, you know. But is it going to happen? Probably not. I would imagine that even if Bobby Farrell went out and won the race, you got to figure Randy Waugh's only got to finish, you know, 20 positions behind him, and he's still the point champion, or Dante Ricky is for that matter too.
Yeah, like mathematically, yes, it's possible, but it's a long shot. But man, we've seen some crazy stuff happen.
Oh yeah.
So it could be pretty wild what happens tonight, especially when we got more than 30 guys here. So I'm sure Corey's watching with Randy being in first overall in points. He's one race, you know, 66 laps away from seeing if he can wrap this deal up.
It'd be kind of neat. I don't know if Randy's ever won a championship. I've raced with Randy off and on for, you know, probably the last 3 years. I know he hasn't won one in the last 3 years, but, you know, Superspeedway guy, he's one of the better ones out there. So, and, you know, I like Dante Ricky, don't get me wrong, but, you know, I guess you'd have to say it would be kind of nice to see Randy Waugh get that championship for Corey, you know, and then you know, relax. We got, 3 weeks off before we come back? So, It'd be kind of neat if you could do that.
Yeah, on our way to season 2 here, I'll throw up the schedule for the channel. This Saturdays, you can see there on the left, or sorry, on the right, we've got a couple of, well, March 21st, which is next Saturday, the Bob Dixon 250 at prime time. And then April 4th, End Gun Bonds, the Cannon Hinnant Memorial Race that we do every year. And of course, Team Elmo, in honor of Joey St. Amant. The Cannon race, of course, is run by Brian Wolf. Joey St. Amant was a friend of Kelly Causey. And of course, next week, Bob Dixon, that league run by Keith Bynum and Graham McDonald. They're putting on a tribute to Bob. So we've got a lot of really cool races coming up on Saturdays, which make way for ASR. The leagues all kind of work together, like if there's a big event going on, then ASR is like, okay, we'll park it for a week, let you guys do that thing, and then those drivers will end up there anyway. So if you want to follow your favorite guy, stay tuned on Saturdays, because we'll be racing at this track in these special events. The St. Amant race is a fundraising event for ALS. They've already raised $3,000. The Shuckers baseball team
I know.
collectively have already raised $3,000 for that thing, and we're still a month away. So that's a lot of stuff coming up here. But yeah, we got Tuesday off at Maverick. We come back on the 24th for the Robin Hunker Memorial Race too. So a lot of memorial races coming around the corner here in the next few weeks.
Well, they're looking at the qualifying results. They just finished that up. Dante Ricci's going to be on the pole, so that's going to be an advantage for him right off from the get-go, especially if he can get out there and lead the lap. Tim Anderson outside. Rodney Sullivans, Nate Balzer, Doug Helix, Kelly Kaza. Then Randy Wall's going to start off 7th for the night. Perry Bond, Greg Palmer, Robert Breedlove's going to be in the 10th. I'll let you go from 11 down to 20.
We got Paglia in the 11th spot. Brian Lovell in 12th. Mike Mangialardi, 13th. 14th spot in the 088, Tim Nofsker. 15th spot in the 510, Stephen Brandsetter. Chuck McClure in 16th. In the 17 car, the 110 of Terry Bombard. Josh Metallic in the 39. In the 18th spot, Pat McCarsky in the 97 in the 19th spot. And Robert Spring in that Kellogg's car in the 74.
I did not do so well. You got outside pole on Thursday. Come on, Robert. What's up with that, man? So starting off 21st, going to be Garland Oaks. And then Brian Rasson, Bobby Farrell. He's the one we talked about earlier, and can be starting back in the field a little bit. And he is the last person to take time for the evening. Next after that, it'll be Ken Roberts. David Chin's in the house tonight. Javier Negron. Then Brian Wolf, Mike Brush. And then I look at that. You and I are right there next to each other, side by side, and I out qualified you. Billy Elliser is going to start in the 31st, and rounding out the field tonight is Cody Lamas.
Man, yeah, and I forgot to mention too, Mike Mangialardi won last week. So that was an awesome day for him. Some fantastic racing here. Tight points. We're just going to keep running these points. I do have the top 10 guys. They will be baked in to the race screen there in the top right. So you'll be able to see how close some of these guys are. And you can see there, Carroll and Paglia are tied with 212 points each. So, it's, like you said, the top 5. But, some crazy things can happen. There's enough guys out here that a lot of points can be lost.
So, I got to mention this, though. You guys out there, there's a lot of people out there that say, hey, I'd like to be a broadcaster. You want to talk about a dedicated broadcaster. I got up this morning, and I turned my computer on, had a little problem with a power strip. Ended up crashing my computer. I spent a bit of time trying to get it back up and running. Not much luck. I love that trailer of Rodney Sullivan there. That's cool. And so then I worked on it for a little bit, and at about 5 o'clock, I said, well, nope, found another hard drive. After the 12th hard drive that I finally found one work, reinstalled Windows, and we are here.
Yeah, man, I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough for doing that. I would have totally understood if we had to do this thing via like a Facebook chat or something. But yeah, dug in and got it done. That's wild. The PC problems are brutal.
Yeah. I still gotta finish it all up and get it all ready and get it back to where I want it to be. But it was done just enough so that I could be here tonight for the broadcast. So
Yeah, which reminded me too when I was thinking about it, I'm thinking, oh geez, like that brand new computer that I have.
I have more than one
A great machine, but I forgot, like, yeah, the hard drive is just a C drive. I always like to partition my OS, my operating system. I like to have it on its own partition.
Yeah.
Because if I ever have to nuke it, it's contained, and it's not. So
And
now
this
I'm
used to
thinking
be
I
that
need
way.
to nuke it now before I get too far on this thing, and have to, have an issue that I can't fix without deleting every single thing.
Yeah. And I normally do that, but this one was a different scenario that kind of come around that way. But I got to say hi to my daughter, Mackenzie. She's in the chat. But I have her computer here. If I had it put together, I would have just pulled it over there and put it in here. But we're in the work process of that one. I got my server is not even up and running. I would have done the same thing to that. And I got a buddy of mine's computer that I'm doing the same thing with. And haven't got to that yet either. So, but we're here. That's all that matters. Ready to rock and roll. And we're going to see if we can get Brian Wolf up here so he can talk about our sponsors for this evening. Brian Wolf, you got Rod and Blaine in the booth. You got a copy?
I do. Driver's meeting's just wrapping up.
Go good, did it, I hope? Or do we have to slap hands?
No, we're good.
Okay.
Greg Palmer was down there, giving his usual spiel, but it's nothing new.
you gotta love Greg Palmer. I mean,
he's part of just let him talk system.
Yes.
Man, I'm excited. It's going to be fun tonight.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I was going to do a Palmer impression. I love talking like that guy.
Oh yeah, he's made it a lot of fun. He's definitely an asset to this series and to our hobby.
He's an asset, all right.
Yeah. It depends on how you want to pronounce that. But
he's a comedic guy, comedy guy in the group,
But I tell you what, that's just one little example of how much fun we've been having here, man. Let's tell you what, I am excited, especially for this points breakdown. We have the 21 and the 84, 4 points apart for this win. So you're going to see, I think, during this race, who's going to be helping who. I think it's going to be very interesting to see who helps who out here. Maybe some might find out who the friends are, and somebody might gain a friend or two. You never know, but man, it's going to be exciting. I'm going to have a blast. I know it. My MO, Blaine, I don't ever qualify, but man, it sure is fun trying to get to the front through this cast of characters. I'll tell you what, it's hard to do, but that's it's the heart that makes it great.
We were talking about it earlier, pretty much Randy Waugh and Dante Ricky is the two guys that are running away with it to a certain extent. But mathematically, the other guys that are right there, they have a chance. I mean, Bobby Farrell, Nate Balzer, Terry Bombard, and Mark Paglia really aren't, technically they could, but something serious is going to have to happen to Randy Waugh and Dante Ricky for one of them guys to be able to, make that many points up in just one race.
Yeah, but I mean, and you're absolutely right. Something catastrophic would happen, would have to happen to those 2 points leaders. But man, it's going to be fun. And also, I don't want to forget, we have to. This is the last races of season 1. So thank you guys for covering us the entire season, man. It's been so much fun. I was up there helping out a little bit the first half, and I just couldn't stay, man. I had to get back in on this. So I'm going to be coming back full time. For season 2, which will be starting up here in a few weeks. But anyway, thank you so much to Dave Chin and the league. All Stars Racing is they named it right again because they've all landed here on Saturday nights. So we've got the All Stars here, and our sponsor Bryant Motorsports, who along with Dave Chin and all those guys that make this happen. Man, we couldn't do it without them. And man, I'm excited. I'm almost out of breath already.
Let's not forget about Wednesday nights where you guys run a series with the wide open setups.
The open setups and with the Cup physics, we run on Wednesdays, and we do follow the Cup series, as close as we can. We stay away from some of those road courses and stuff when we just go to the appropriate tracks, and we've added one here or two there, but the points and the scoring is all done the same as it is in, NASCAR. So, I mean, it is challenging. those open setups. I mean, we're here to help if, guys struggle with that, but man, is it fun. Man, is it fun. It's one of the most challenging things on the web, I think.
And that's where I race. The only place I race right now is Wednesday nights with you guys. Unfortunately, starting last week, in the next 4 weeks, I will be missing out on that because we have some broadcasts that we're doing for another league. But that's okay. I'll be back after that, back there, ready to rock and roll and get in there and compete with that open setup. That's a lot of fun, and I like racing with you guys.
Oh, absolutely. It's just been a blast. And the way that Nelson Rodriguez runs it, we call him Postal. He's retired from the Postal Service. But anyway, the way he runs it and he calls the races and the way he governs those races is really cool, man. I mean, it's really neat because we always finish under green. We always, even if there's a caution at the end, we allow extra laps for a green, white, checkered finish. And it's been exciting, man. I haven't had the best of luck in that series.
No, you haven't.
But I have yet
did you
to finish
last
one.
week?
No, I actually didn't even make last week. I had some other issues come up. Sometimes life happens, but we're getting through that at the same time. And I've planned my life around this racing. It seems like sometimes, but
that's
it's been worth it. It's been so much fun. Building this league and building this series up, and it really didn't take us long, man. Look, we're averaging at least 30 a week, so
yeah.
Like I told those guys in the drivers meeting, it's sometimes they say be careful what you wish for, and the only way I can put it now is my cup runneth over, man. I couldn't be more pleased with how the turnout that we've had.
Yeah, and then next thing on Wednesday, did you fire that transmission guy yet?
Oh, he's gone. He's been gone.
Okay, good.
Been having bad luck with transmissions.
Yeah, he was gone before I got back to the shop.
Okay.
He knew it was coming.
All right. 2 weeks in a row, transmission trouble, man. That guy's got to go.
He saw it blow up. He packed his bags and left right away. He's like, I think I'm gone, guys.
But yeah, just big thank you to everybody who's supported us and come out and raced, and we've got guys from all over the community here, and we've got all the heavy hitters, all this the Dega heads we call them sometimes, but all the best ones are here on Saturday nights, man, and we couldn't be happier with the turnout and the way the racing has been. It's just been, and tonight I think it just proves how close these guys are at the end. To be that close at the end race is pretty exciting.
Yeah, no, we've got 30 cars tonight. I think the lowest you've ever had was 25, and that was. Wasn't it?
That was early on, yeah.
Yeah, but there was something. It was
Valentine's Day, I think.
No, it was the week before that. It was football and 24 hours of Daytona.
Yeah,
so we lost a few people watching that stuff, but hey, you know what? Ever since then, it's been over 30. Like it's more kind of in the 34 range. But this week we're down a few, but that's okay.
Oh, guys, I got to run.
Yes, you do. Well,
they're
good luck,
waiting
buddy.
on me down here.
Looks like you got to grit up, buddy. Good luck.
I do. Thank you very much, guys. And I will maybe I'll see you after tonight.
That would be different. Huh? That would be cool.
Get out of my booth, Wolf. You got to go race a car. All right, then. So, 66 laps on the clock.
Yeah.
And we'll take a rip through the field here. Should be a good race. Full field's always fun.
It's a good field. Did a good field of cars here tonight, so watching the qualifying as it was going down, and I saw Randy Wall on the front row there for a little bit, and I said, all right, well, Randy's ready. And then next thing I know, I see him drop one or two, and then Dante Ricky's on the pole, and I'm like, oh, Dante, he brought his A game too, so.
Yeah, it's wild how fast everybody is in qualifying and how close it is.
Oh, it's crazy. And it's an art form, and I don't get it.
No.
But these guys will run a certain way. So, they're very limited on what they can do, like in the game for settings. But they're not limited if you have like some of these newer wheels. The newer wheels have a little bit more adjustments to them, and you can adjust your force feedback, and you can do all that stuff. And so some guys they actually literally change a lot of settings just for qualifying. And they gave me all of the right settings, and I still can't do that. It don't matter. I don't have a force feedback wheel, and I don't have a wheel that, I don't have one of those Mosleys or Fanatec or, even some of the newer, Thrustmasters or Logitechs. They're all force feedback with a bunch of adjustments. But, I can't qualify here to save my life.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, when it comes down to the controller settings and stuff, that's the craziness of, how precise and all the little things these guys have figured out over the years.
Yeah, that's the key thing. I mean, just how much steering assistance you have and stuff like that. And people might say, well, isn't that cheating? No, it's something that you can adjust in the game. And I believe it or not, I don't run steering assistance at any other tracks that I run except for in Daytona and Talladega. Kind of learned from the guys that, if you run a little bit of steering assistance, what that does is when somebody bumps you, it kind of gives you a little bit of more forgiveness, I guess is the best way to put it. And we didn't do an honorary pace car driver tonight, did we?
No, we did not. Yeah, the steering assistant's cool because when you get an abrupt bump like that, it just sort of allows the car not to get away from you. It's not too snappy.
I remember a little while back, Alton Sullen said that, hey, if you guys need another driver, I'm your man. So I think we should throw him in the car for tonight.
Oh, okay, cool. That Jersey Mike's Toyota Corolla.
He got a wicked
Camry.
run off from that. Camry, yeah. But he got a wicked good run off from there, and just as soon as he did, Rodney Solons was right on the throttle, gave him a nice shot, pushed both of them guys right out there. I wouldn't be surprised you'll see them guys move right up to that high lane. No sooner said than done. He moved right up there in front
already
of
did it.
Yeah. It would move right to that high side and off steer to the third groove. Yep. There goes that Dave Little, is it? Or yes, it looks like Dave Little. Moved up in front of him there. Yes, it is. Yes, people, don't adjust your screen. They are 3 wide, and you'll probably see that most of the night.
Yep.
It's funny how they do that. Sometimes they kind of do this, and sometimes they run 2 wide for a while, and the next thing you know, they're just running single file. It all depends. And I think a lot of it is as Perry Bond moves up in front of Dave Little there on that high group. Some of these guys want to get up there to try to get, a little bit more to the front.
Is Dave Little in the race? Because that's Robert Breedlove. I don't even see Little out here tonight.
Is it? Oh, could be.
Yeah, it's Robert
you're right.
Breedlove behind Bond on the
Sorry,
top. Yeah,
I do apologize. That's a very, the color scheme.
Similar car, yeah.
It's very, very similar when you're looking at it. I wasn't looking directly at him. I was kind of looking at a front view of it. It almost looked like Little's car, so you are correct.
Yeah, it's a Pepsi logo. Kind of looks like that.
Yep.
What is it, Amco or something?
Amco, yep.
What is Little parked? I can't remember. He had an incident or two the last couple of weeks. He might have been forced to sit out. I don't know.
Oh no, Perry Bond got a little bit into the back of Doug Hillock, and it just disrupted his car. We got a few cars around. Remember, folks, these guys do race back.
Yes, they do. Maybe I should focus on that, eh?
As I
They
say,
may have got the yellow.
yes, I'm thinking the way they slowed down, just the way they went into one there, I thought, well, maybe they had already taken it, but and they did.
We could take a zoom shot at that. If the yellow is up, you'll be able to see the flag stand here.
There
There goes Perry around there.
Alton's in the chat there, so Alton don't mind being a pace car driver again tonight, do you, buddy?
Oh, there's the yellow right there. You can see the flag come out just as Ricky touches the line, so that's why they slowed up. Yeah, that's unfortunate for Perry.
To me, I didn't see, it could have been a situation. I know that Perry Baum had bumped the back of Doug Hillock. So thought that's, it just kind of upset his car more than it did Doug's.
Yeah, it did. That's exactly what happened.
And Alton said, yep, he'll do it. Dave Little is parked for this race, so that's why we don't see Dave Little in there.
Man, that's too bad for Perry and everybody else behind there. Bombard, Kelly Kazi up and over. Oh, man, Brian Wolf. Did he blow an engine? Somebody blew an engine. Bombard's engine's cooked.
have to keep track of Brian Wolf there.
Yeah,
As
looks
all
like-
of the leaders are down on pit road, only 3 laps into it, you wouldn't really think
Yeah.
they'd want to do that. But it's it's more of a fuel mileage thing now. These guys have got it right down to pretty good strategy. They know how much fuel they want to have when, where, and how. So they're going to pit now. They're going to get fuel in it. Some of them are taking tires. I was actually surprised. Tim Anderson's taking left sides only. He is the only guy that took tires. So
There goes Altman just driving right through the wreck.
yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering how Brian was popping a wheelie there. This is crazy how awesome these physics are. So check this out. So you see Brian's on the brakes because Kelly Causey going around in front of him. Bumps Causey just a little bit. Causey's car starts to flip and hooks the nose of Brian's car and throws Brian's car up into the air. Remember, this game is like almost 25 years old now, and that's still...
Right, and then
it's still so
speed,
cool how stuff like that can happen. You know what I'm saying?
And then at the speed that he's traveling, if he was traveling any faster, it would literally pick him right up in the air. I mean, if they flip these things at the higher speeds, they literally they just go airborne.
Yeah, he was down to 70 mile an hour when they actually made contact, but the pure, like, just the timing of that, it's like, and you can see, watch, we'll just ride along with Brian the whole way in here. You can see him working that stick shift, downshifting this thing, trying to get it stopped. He's doing 196 mile an hour.
Terry Bombard's out there with a whole lot of smoke coming out of there. Not a straight panel on it. Well, I say like that back, the right side looks about the only thing to be straight. I think he's going to try this time by. He's going to try to see if he can just lead a lap. I don't remember where Terry is in the points, but let's find that out.
Yeah, he's out there dusting the place, but he's going to do it.
Bombard, 5th in points. One of the guys that mathematically we thought that would have a chance.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's got a lot of damage.
That's
he
too
stayed
bad,
out to
man.
lead a lap.
Yeah, 219 points in 50, said 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Now he
Gonna
just
lead
pulled
that
down to
lap.
the bottom.
And then, of course, do we have cars a lap down? Because not yet. So he's just going to go down pit road. Hopefully, maybe I'll be able to fix it, keep going. But if they can't, at least he's got that extra point in the book.
Unfortunately, yeah, he might have had a chance tonight.
Well, it'll be interesting to watch. We're going to be focusing on Dante Ricky and Randy Wall a little bit. You got it, because those guys are only 4 points difference between the two of them. That's kind of going to be the story. But like we said before, unfortunately for Terry Bombard, he was one of the drivers that mathematically had a chance. Nate Balzer's right up there near the front. That's where he needs to be able to mathematically have a chance. But he's got to get the 21 and the 84 somewhere to the back in order for that to make work for him at all. But
He is going to be lightheaded with all that smoke in the cap.
yeah, now I think he's just doing some mosquito control.
Yes.
The only downside to him staying out like that is that now, and there again, it depends too. If you're running outside the car, most of the people, like I run inside the car for everything except for these tracks. I run on the roof. It will dirty up the windshield, and some mods. This one here isn't as bad, but I know like the Aero 88 mod, it gets so bad that you can barely see out that windshield.
You can actually change that too. There's guys who have custom dirt textures. You can change the dirt. Some of them are absolutely insane.
I wouldn't want it much worse than what it does on the Aero 88, just because it gets to the point where it is so hard to see.
Yeah, if you're a cockpit driver and the people are kicking dust up or doing that, smoking the place out, they get grimy pretty quick, and you got to come in and get a tear off. If you're a roof rider, it's never going to affect you. But yeah, there's some pretty amazing graphical updates you can do. Guys have custom window dirt, and some of them are basically a blackout.
All right, lights are off on the pace car. They're getting themselves situated. Dante Ricky on the pole. Rodney Sullivan's outside pole. If you really have got to look at the chat, because we put Alton Sullins in the car, and you had noted you did a great job with that, and said that you watched Alton go through there, and he went flying through there, and he's like, man, moves like that. He says, I need to be in a race car.
Yeah, you do.
Ken Roberts still in the race.
Thanks everybody for watching live, of course, and
Don't
interacting, liking and subscribing, YouTube stuff. Everybody knows what they're doing. We don't need to tell you how to do that. And of course, as long as Rod is live on the replay,
yeah, I'm live.
We're always chirping each other for that stuff. But
I'm world famous for that. I'm looking for.
So it's 29.
There he is. He jumped in.
29
I was looking
total
for
drivers.
you, Ken.
Am I
Ken
here?
Roberts, you got us.
Oh, there
Yeah,
he
I
is.
was like, he poked me, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm looking for him up in the top because he's not in the race. I'm like, well, we'll grab him, bring him down. And I'm like, where did he go? He's already here. What's up, Ken?
No, I just let you guys know I was parked for tonight, and that's why I retired.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I'd heard something about that, but that's all right.
'cause
Glad to.
I remember seeing you in practice. I'm like, I don't see the 55. Were you out there driving in practice, or am I seeing things?
I didn't even go on the track, not tonight.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay. Maybe that was yesterday or something. We do so many broadcasts. I'm like, I've seen that green car somewhere.
We got your dad back in the pace car. Not your dad, that's Rodney Sullins. But, you got a great league thing going on here. You're doing an awesome job with it. You got a great group of admins helping you out. Unfortunately, you got to sit up here and watch, but it's not too bad being the sitting admin for the night, though.
Oh, it's not too bad. I'm sitting there watching the race and enjoying these guys, and so pretty cool so far.
What
You
are
gotta be
your, oh, go ahead.
Okay. I was going to say, you got to be happy with the way the season's gone. You get down to it. We've got a few drivers up front that have been kind of staying around up there. The beginning of the season, it kind of shuffled around a little bit. A few of the guys started, setting their precedent to being up near the front. You were one of them for a while until you got a penalty, but, you got to be pretty happy with the amount of drivers you got here, the quality of drivers you got here. And, you get down to it. You got two guys going for a championship running up near the front. A few other guys that get a mathematical chance, but, things have got to happen to, Conde, Ricky, and, Randy Waugh. So, all in all, you've had a really good, first season with this.
Yeah, I mean, we went through some growing pains and stuff like that, which I think any league does their first season. But yeah, I can't be more tickled pink with the drivers we've had. We've averaged about 30 cars every week, and we've got some of the best drivers coming out here. So yeah, I've been really, really tickled pink. The admin guys, the admin guys that I've had have been very, very helpful. So they, some guys add, technical support, doing the replays, doing the reviews, the rules. We go over the rules and stuff. So yeah, they've been a really, really good group of guys. So couldn't be happier. I'd like to be racing, but other than that, couldn't be happier.
I was curious about your off-track duties here, because you're obviously an admin. So, did you just clear those 2 black flags? Is that what you're just pretty much required to do if you're sitting off track?
Garland's right now, he's the head admin as far as the race goes. And then the other guys help with black flags and lap down, lucky dogs, that kind of stuff. I'm really just watching. I mean, I'm watching to get the replay and to get the export and just help them do the review at the end of the race. So.
Oh, cool.
And the good thing, too, is you can actually go back, watch the things that happen, and say, formulate an opinion a little bit more ahead of time, instead of.
Yeah, you can take notes, and it helps the process at the end for everybody. If you can, a different viewpoint, you taking some notes, watching it instead of being in it.
Yeah, I mean, I can go back and look at it real quick, and then so I've writing my notes down here and listening to you guys and watching the race. Being a fan tonight.
Nice.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that.
Well, I'll let you guys get back to your business. I'm gonna pop back over in the other channel, and if you need me, I'm here available if you need something.
Okay. Well, Alton Sullivan just wanted to say hi to you there, bud. So.
All right. How you doing,
Well,
Mr. Collins?
you have fun and enjoy. I know it sucks not being out there, but enjoy the race, and hopefully we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, we'll talk to you soon, guys. Take care.
All
Thanks,
right,
Ken.
bye-bye.
There goes Ken Roberts, number 55, parked this evening. I swear I saw him out there, but maybe I'm thinking Balser, because Balser's got a bright green car too.
But we had a lot to talk about while we were discussing it with him for sure, but we were busy talking with their Ken Roberts. They're 3 wide now. Stephen Brandstetter on that high side has been making a charge out there on that side. Being out there, he's kind of slowed that middle lane down a little bit, but he ain't slowed that middle lane down. On Dante Ricky out there, he is just on fire out front. He is here to win that championship.
I was going to say, Bombard got the motor fixed. It doesn't appear that he's going to be able to finish. He just retired. He got a couple laps in there, but he was averaging about 167 or so mile an hour, which is, it's a good 10 to 15 off pace.
And that's a smart thing to do. Go out for a couple of laps.
Good shot,
maybe something happens and you pick up a couple of position. But when you realize these guys are doing, right now through the middle of the corner, 194 miles an hour, there's a 30 mile an hour plus difference.
Yeah.
That could. You look at this field run 3 wide, they run up upon him, they got nowhere to go, that could cause more problems. You got to commend him for, just trying to do what he could to get some more points if he could, but, not realizing that that's probably not a good place to be out there, so.
Yeah, and you're right, like a lot of times lap cars, you can always get out of the way, they move up to the wall, but like if you get a situation where you're 3 wide and maybe there's a couple guys looking to maybe make it 4 wide, but then you've got a lap car in the mix, you don't really want to be that guy in the final race of the season. Everybody's got to check up because there's a lap guy out there. Like, that's totally fine. That's racing. If he wants to keep driving. But then how long before that motor pops? Because if you're that far off the pace, you have engine damage, 100%. So it's only going to go so far. So the motor blows up, a yellow comes out because the motor blew up on a car that was running under average speeds. It's like, I think that's what he was kind of doing, going, this thing is not going to last. The rest of the race will just park it before it explodes.
That third groove was working good for a while, and they lost a little momentum. That middle groove was coming back a little bit. They've got Rodney Sullins there is pushing Josh Metallic right there, kind of getting them up there. You got to watch the way they're doing it. I mean, when they get in the corner, Rodney Sullins has got that bumper right on the back end of Josh Metallic and just pushing, and that's really what you got to do to keep him up front. I think Nate Balzer was doing the same thing. He got Dante Ricky a little bit loose and see that momentum coming, and that was textbook right there, how to pull out in front of that outside groove. He didn't slow him down at all, and he kept that momentum going on that high side. We've seen a lot of times where people pull up like that and they end up slowing down that line. Balzer got out there just in the right amount of time, had the right amount of speed. He had a good run coming up, and he didn't slow that line down. And leads that line.
Watch these guys come onto the back straight and watch how close they are when you talk about pushing.
Yeah. Oh, no, we got a big wreck in one.
Oh, do we? Okay, well, they're racing back, so we'll stay with the leaders.
See, Robert
Talking
Breedlove.
about bumping.
We got a parking lot, and we've got a few wreck cars back there. We've got Robert Breedlove in it. Garland Oaks' car is beat up. Cody Lamas is in it, but he don't look too bad. Chuck McClure's car is totaled. Mark Paglia, Mike Brush, Javier Negron. A few of those cars are beat up pretty bad, but we'll see how they
line, Metallic's going to get it. At the line, Metallic actually got the lead back from Nate. So we'll go into replay mode and we'll find that wreck. All right.
And we're only 16 laps in. We've only got 50 laps more to go.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So you mentioned Paglia, so that's where I started it. But it looked like McClure and Hulick, eh?
Oh those two.
Oh, yeah. It looks like the McClure, maybe. Drifted down a little too low. Oh, yeah, it was a little bit too low. Maybe Farrell a little bit too high. Oh, yeah. There's some... Oh, wow. Hewlett just got shredded. What happened there? It was like the hammer of dawn came down and just crushed him. It's like something grabbed him. It looked like an elastic band. Or is he already damaged from prior? Oh, okay. He's damaged from that.
Hewlett got hit just about any which way you
Every
could think
way,
of it.
yeah. He comes into this clean. Watch how he comes out of it. So that the accident happens there. So there's the right side damage. Javier Negron checking up, and he kind of gets caught in a sandwich. Got the left side damaged, got the rear damaged. Gets pulverized somehow. It looks like the car got like pulled into a situation there. It's so crazy.
It's funny how some of them will like hook together and kind of warp into each other. The damage just gets intense as it gets whipped around.
It's like, now we see the NASCARs in the wild. Courting
So
each
they've got
other.
a few different strategies there. Most people took rights. Some took just fuel.
There's another one. Watch the helicopter move by the 17 here. He jumps up in the air and does a couple of 360s. Wow. Catch fence kept him in. What's that look like from the cockpit? I guess we're going to find out. He's got his Jack Daniels whiskey bourbon steering wheel. Yeah, that's quite the ride. That's you pay money to do that at the fair.
Mm-hmm. I was just going to say, yeah. The other thing too, though, is that's when you go from becoming a race car driver to a pilot. And he's not a very good pilot because he didn't have good control of it when he was in air. And
it gets very quiet when the car leaves the track. That's like when you watch these accidents, like even in real life, it's the most eerie thing because it's such a loud sport. Obviously, cars and tires screeching, and then once they get off the track, it's like everything goes quiet.
So, I gotta listen to. I'm trying to think of the driver's name, and it escapes me right now. The 60 drives the modifieds. God, it's on the tip of my tongue. Doesn't matter. He said it's not the fact that the sound and the crashing. They always tell you it's the silence that scares them the most.
Yeah.
When you go airborne, you're not touching. You don't hear the tires moving. You don't hear any metal screeching. All you hear is air.
Yeah.
And that's when they go, oh God, because they know you're gonna land at some point.
Yeah, because when your tires are screeching and you're getting hit, you're on the ground. And once everything's quiet, you're like, oh, am I coming down on top of somebody? And am I going to hit the fence and stop? Like, am I going to go over the fence and land in the stands? Like, you don't know what's going to happen. These catch fences are pretty awesome. I've rarely ever seen anything get through the fence, but it's not out of the realm of possibility.
When before they started doing the restrictor plates, Donnie Allison was coming out of, I think it was Talladega, coming out of turn 3. And he come down, just as he got out of the corner there, the right rear tire blew up.
Okay.
And he went up through and took out probably 150 feet of the fence.
Wow.
And it wasn't the fence that they have nowadays. When Carl Edwards hit the fence when him and
I was
Brad
watching that
Keselowski, people in the fans every time that's happened, somebody in the fans in the grandstands have gotten some sort of injuries. The one with Carl Edwards was probably the most injuries, and that's not good. But they can't make the fences too strong, but they can't make they got to make them flex a bit. But how do you build something safe enough?
It's kind of wild how well the fences are built, though, because they're built to collapse to catch the car.
Yep.
And it's all cable tied together, and you'd think there's a race car flying through the air at how fast these guys are going, and stuff's going to fly off and fans are going to get hurt. But could you imagine if the whole car, like the fence is doing its job, it's trapping the car like a baseball glove. It's basically grabbing it and holding it there. you know. And
Austin's Dylan's crash on the last lap of the Daytona 500 once. The engine was stuck in the wall. In the
Wow.
it was in the grandstands, but right next to the wall. And that thing
Lord.
went up, and when it hit, it just stopped dead.
Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah,
Austin Dillon?
Austin Dillon at Daytona. Yep.
Yeesh. And you know what's
The
crazy
whole
too
front of the
is
car.
like I was watching. I remember seeing that race with Carl Edwards,
Yep.
and the Newman one too. But Newman didn't
Yep.
get into the fence. But the Edwards one was like, you know, going down the front straightaway, like basically where we're watching right now. He gets up into the catch fence,
Yep.
and you know they red flagged the race to clean up the mess, and then we're green flag racing again. I'm like, did they fix the fence that quick? Like that's kind of a mind-boggling thing as well, as how fast they can repair all that stuff.
Yeah. Jeffrey Bodine in the first truck race ever run at Daytona. That's probably one of the scariest crashes you'll ever see. He didn't walk away from it, but he did survive it. But he was banged up pretty good. And lights are off on the pace car. Dante Ricci's down there setting the pace. And on the bottom, I'm surprised nobody's moved up to the top. It's got Rodney Sullins on the outside, Josh Metallic third, and Randy Waugh back there in fourth. Tim Richmond, Greg Palmer, we talked about him earlier. Nate Balzer, and Brian Lovell's in the house tonight. They're in the 8th spot. And move my view.
Sorry, Tim Richmond?
Tim Anderson.
Anderson. I was like, will we have a Richmond in here? No,
yeah,
we don't.
I'm a
dude.
Tim Richmond fan.
I'm tripping you, but
Yeah.
is Tim Richmond an actual race car driver?
He was, yeah.
Oh, okay. I get it.
He drove the number 25 old Milwaukee car.
Ah,
He's one of my favorite
NASCAR?
drivers. Yep.
okay.
We're talking the early 80s.
I've never heard that name before, yeah.
Oh, talented driver, playboy, just a crazy guy and wicked shoe.
Just a rock star.
Yeah, that's what he lived like a rock star for sure.
So what
Then
do
you
you
get
do?
back-
Race cars and win races. Oh, all right then, we'll pay you money. How's that for a job?
Last week's winner, Mike Mangialardi, and then Kelly Cozzage, your top 10 is where I was trying to get to, but I stumbled there a little bit.
Sorry.
It's all good. I'm the one that stumbles all the time. You're the professional. I'm just the guy that screws it all up. Josh Metallic got out of that blue car, said he was not going to do it because he was winning with it all the time. His luck must have changed. Rodney Sullins, what a start. Fortunately, Randy Waugh did not get a great start. Looks like Josh Metallic's right into the back bumper of Dante Ricci, so eventually that's going to pay off, and it does as they go through turn one.
Well, and Dante and Josh are both Rolling Thunder Gaming guys, and they definitely know how to operate on this track because this is their track.
Yeah,
this is
plus you got,
Talladega Superspeedway, and it was slightly modified version 4 to make the pit road a little bit wider. So the track's the same it's always been, but it's got the RTG logo on it because of the modification of pit road. Added an extra lane.
Get Tim Anderson also that runs there. You have Rodney Sullins. A lot of the guys that are here run over there on Thursdays. And that was a wicked race Thursday. Caution free. It was insane.
Yep. Yeah, it was an amazing race. There was some problems. The only problems that happened were off the racing surface down on the way to the pit road and on pit road itself. So that was kind of neat. That was the ball game. And then in the final pit stop, which is what they call the money stop, the whole entire race was green, and it stayed green. The whole race was green, and they didn't have one yellow flag. That last pit stop, I think there was 3 or 4 black flags. And
wow. From
top-ranking guys, too, guys that were in there, and getting black flags. It's like, oh, no. Like that was the one stop. They'd been doing flawless greens all night. Yep. That one we had black flags. It's like, oh.
One of those was Robert Spring. He was he's outside pole, surprised me. And he, got 2 speeding penalties, and boy did we rag on him today.
Yep. Yeah,
see,
that's
Denny
it.
Carroll's in the chat and it says hi to the broadcast group. Out here, Denny.
Hey, Denny.
See, Noster was out there trying to make a third groove go, but didn't quite get the speed he wanted to. See, that outside line finally picked up. Of course, you know, Dante Ricci's going to go up for that outside line because the momentum's coming from there. Right now, so far, I think with laps led, if the race were to end right now, I think it would be pretty darn close for the championship. I think he would probably have it.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Waugh is not that far away. He's still right there. I think if Randy can get out there, you have GNL TV. I do not, unfortunately. I'm not running it 100% with all the last minute trying to get things ready. So I don't think Randy Waugh has led a lap yet.
Randy Waugh has not led a lap yet. Everybody else in the top 7 has.
So Randy is working his way to that. Pulls out in front of Rodney Sullins. Rodney Sullins gives him the bumper. Get him out there and keep him going.
A podium finish with a lap led will definitely help.
Yeah.
I'm reading the YouTube chat there. Pete Moss he seemed to, after the big wreck there, did a pretty good job of finding all the emojis of the emergency vehicles.
Yeah.
Police cars, fire engines.
It's going to be close.
Dale Shalinsky in the chat there too, saying I'm in a timeout tonight, so no Shalinsky.
Oh, nope. Give
No
that
Little.
lap led to Dante Ricci, so he's not going to let him do it.
Nope. No Shalinsky, no Roberts, and no Little tonight.
Probably guys that got their hands slapped.
Yeah.
You got to commend them for that. Even, you know, you think about it, you know, if you make a mistake, even though, you know, it's an honest mistake, you know what I mean? It's still kind of, you got to have some sort of, you know, control over it. You can't just let them run wild. You know, so I think that's a good idea. They keep doing that. Again, let's see. Does it Dante Ricci gonna get it? Yes, he does.
Yes,
Once
he
again,
does.
leading that lap. Randy is trying hard
he's trying,
to get up there and lead that lap.
He's been
Garland Oaks
so
has got
close.
a third groove started out there with Robert Spring and Pat McCursky back there.
Randy was 0.02 seconds from leading that lap.
Yeah.
Didn't
It's closer
get it.
than that the last one.
Mm-hmm.
It was all zeros on my screen, the last one, so without jumping out and finding out the last digit was pretty darn close. Really, the thing of it is, he's got to get that run down the back stretch. You know, he's got to get Rodney Sullins to really just kind of get right into him there and have Greg Palmer get right in the back of Rodney Sullins. You know, just kind of like the guys are doing there in the bottom. And he's got to have that advantage kind of going into the corner, because you'll know he'll get that advantage coming off, but he's got to be able to get that advantage at the beginning of the corner so that it can roll off through, you know, carry on through as it goes.
And isn't it crazy, the fourth car in that middle line, Kelly Kaze, we saw him roll over. That's where Brian Wolf got hooked and flipped up in the air there. And there he is, you know, still able to keep speed after that.
The first advantage of that is they run moderate damage, which can still, as you saw with some of the other cars, still can damage some of the cars. But with the moderate damage, sometimes, now Kelly Kaze is staying right with him, running right there tight with him. Now, let's put Kelly Kaze out front and not have somebody, you know, kind of really, really pushing on him. It may not be as fast, so it's the advantage with moderate damage. Sometimes you can take a little bit of damage, even a rollover, and still be competitive. You just can't pull out, you know, like, if you probably won't see Kelly Kaze pull out in front of Garland Oaks if he, you know, tries to come out on that high side again, just because, you know what I mean, he's probably not going to have the car to do that. Depends, too. As long as he's got the front arrow, he might be okay.
Balser moves to the high side and getting the push from Randy.
Still, it's not letting you lap. He put a valiant effort in up there. Just
really close.
Get it done. But if you look at that bottom line, them guys in the bottom were really just running a lot tighter, pushing a lot more.
Oh, wait a second. Randy Waugh does have a lap lead.
He does.
Yeah.
Must have snuck that in there when we were talking to Ken.
No, it just changed. It was 0 a few laps ago. He must have got one.
Okay.
According to my readout there, it's saying he got one.
Perfect.
So he does have, Randy Waugh does have lap lead bonus point.
We know, I'm pretty sure that Dante Ricci's probably led the most. Nate Balzer.
Most
Now,
led by, Ricky's got 16, and then Anderson's got 3. Everybody else has 1. Brian Rawson has 2.
Balzer's going to try to see if he can add some more to that, and that's how you do it. See how he got into that corner really, really good. Randy Wilder was pushing him in there. He was a little bit ahead of him, so then when he come off that corner, he had a lot more momentum. There we go. Lap led by Nate Balzer. Now, Nate's cleared out there. Now Nate's out there and out clear. He's got a choice to, he should have gone down to the bottom, but it kind of closed up before he could get down there. So,
see that draft though, the bump drafting.
Yeah,
love it. Great camera angle to see that too. Thanks, NR Clips on Reddit. Great camera pack here for Talladega. I love this spectator cam. It does not change.
Wow. Randy Watt is on the rear bumper of Nate Balzer completely through that whole corner. It may not have been, giving him the hard shove he gives him down that straightaway, but he was not lifting off from it. He was pushing him down through there ever so slightly, but boy, just giving him that little bit of extra edge, keeping him out front.
Now that's where your steering assist settings and your controllers comes in handy. You can get pushes through the corners, and if the driver behind you knows that, then you see, Randy's like, yeah, I can stay on Nate because Nate can take it.
Yeah. I was amazed that I learned that from some guys that we used to race against. There was there was 2. One was Robert, one was Jimmy. They had cars painted up exactly the same, and unreal watching them guys draft with each other because they put the bumper to the other, or whoever one got out in front, the other one got behind him, and then they would just literally never lift off the bumper, just push them all the way through the corners. And it was basically because, for one, they were used to it, they could do it, they had their settings right, and they had just enough stability, and it kept them from spinning out. And it was fun to watch them guys go through the field because they could just point, click, and go.
I remember talking to, when I first got into RTG, they take you out on the track in a practice situation and they drive with you and you're like, oh, you're a little bit twitchy, and like, what are your settings like? And that's when they helped me kind of tone my stuff because I didn't really run much steering assist, maybe like 5%. They're like,
yeah, same here.
Try 20 or 30. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then, yeah, man, like I could put that car anywhere and I could hold on to it a lot easier, especially on a track like this. Where it's such high speed, lots of bump drafting involved, you need to be able to hold a line, and you need to turn your steering up to they suggested try 20 or 30 to start, and that's kind of where I left it. About 18, I think I run. But a guy like Jeffrey Elliott, who can, like you said, take a push the whole way through the track. Randy.
Just got a bump gone wrong there.
Got up into the wall there, yeah. You had no real what happened? He's coming to a stop.
It was kind of a bump just from Rodney Sullins maybe, or nope, he got into Nate Balzer. That slowed him down so quickly, and then he got a bump just from Rodney Sullins. Not Rodney's fault. I mean, he kind of came out into him like that. Unfortunately.
He parked it on the back straightaway.
Wow.
Something's going on. Now the wheels are rolling again. This is your points leader.
Yeah.
Final race needs a good finish to hold on to it. Something crazy happened when he had to pull over and stop that thing.
Wow, that's unreal.
Wonder if we do get another break in the race with a yellow, we'll have to grab him and give him and talk to him about that. That's craziness.
Yeah, it's funny you talk about Jeffrey Elliott.
But
that's
he runs like 70 or 80%. It's crazy. I don't even know how he pits with a steering assist that high, but
that's
you
where
can bash him around all you want.
That's where I kind of got it. I went over there to Talladega Nights, and that's kind of where I got the more steering assistance from from them, and I always drove cockpit everything, and literally it was just a hard. I wasn't really good at it, and then he was like, well, just go on the roof, try it on the roof. And so now it's the only tracks I run on the roof. That's not my ideal, I'd prefer to be in the cockpit, but you can't see as much, and you don't know where your front bumper is to the guy in front of you. But being on the roof, you see Josh Metallic right there putting the bumper right into Dante Ricky. You can tell for the most part, where you are, and you know better on the roof. You can see, a little bit. Maybe you can't see behind you as much, but that's okay. That's what you got a mirror for.
Yep. Yeah, there's the view from the cockpit. And there's nobody in front of Dante, but you can't tell because it takes up the whole entire thing. Where when you're running, I run roof, you can see over that car in front of you, so that's what it would look like for me. I always run the roof online.
Yeah, I always run the inside the cockpit, except for here. But you're right. You're looking at there. When you're looking through the cockpit there, you can't. If something happens in front of Dante Ricky, you have no idea that it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So now you can see where where you're on the roof like that. You can see in front of Dante Ricky. You know what's going on. For the most part. You know what I mean? The only thing you don't know is what's going on your right rear corner, your left rear corner.
And Josh, the 39 there on Thursday, we were talking to him because he finished on the podium. He runs far chase here at Talladega. He goes, man, if I could run from the blimp, I would. Because he wants to see everything. I feel detached from the car. I need the camera to be on the car. If it's not on the roof, it's got to be cockpit. I can't do the far chase because I can see the whole car. It doesn't feel right. I can't feel the car, if that makes any sense. It's not a real car, but you can feel it with your force feedback and your sound, your audio in your headset. You can really, you hear the tires doing what they do. There's all these things that come together to allow you to feel it.
Randy Waugh just went a lap down, but he's tucked into the group, so he seems to be back up to speed. But yeah, I was the same way. Robert Spring was telling me, we got chatting a little bit, and that he runs far chase, and I'm with you. I don't. You feel so detached from the car. The advantage of being in the cockpit is you got to remember, if you take your car out in the snow and the back end slides a little bit, that's being loose. You can feel it in your seat of your pants, kind of, sort of.
It is weird. Yeah, you can.
So when you go into a corner and the front don't stick, that's a push, and you can feel that in your seat in the pants. In the game, you don't feel that per se. It's a visual thing. So that's why a lot of people that are new to this struggle is because you got to learn how to visualize it. And to me, you can visualize it more in the cockpit.
Yeah, that's kind of like in real life, I'm a driver, and I understand. Yeah. Like you said, you can feel it in your tuchus when you're going through corners or when you're on ice and all this kind of stuff. And in this, it's a combination. You can't, like you said, you can't physically feel it. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, well, it's a combination for me, it's a combination of three things. It's the visual, it's the audio, so I can hear my tires doing stuff, maybe sliding a little bit, and then the force feedback coming through the wheel. I know you don't have force, but like all those things combined, I'm like, oh man, I'm loose right now. Like, and I clinch up like I would in a real car because it's a combination of all that stuff.
So we had a lot of 3-wide, then some 2-wide, and now, like I told you, about midway through the race, we're back down to single file running. Everybody's just it's getting closer to where I would assume we're going to see pits here pretty soon.
Here they come. They've been going the last couple laps, but here's the majority.
Oh, no! Brian Lovell's around into Rodney Sullins. Is that going to bring out a caution, though?
Nope. It shouldn't.
Wow, that was crazy. Everybody just about came in on that one. I don't even know if anybody stayed out. Oh, no, another car around.
Oh, there's a couple cars. Yeah, who's that?
Oh, even more.
Kelly Causey, Paglia. This is green flag pit stops. Palmer, Novsker.
Randy Waugh
learning through it.
Randy Waugh was learning pit road crash avoidance, zigzagging back and forth through all these guys.
Oh, now they got to get out of here without wrecking. Oh man, That was a crazy pit stop. All kinds of stuff happened. We're going to have to see how this plays out.
Looks like Josh Metallic is going to be the first one out of that group to come out on pit road. Chuck McClure, who is a lap down, but came out in with the group and out with the group. He's going to be your second one out there, but he's got a car that's a little bit beat up. Dante Ricky and Tim Anderson coming right up behind him. Chuck pulls right out of the way and lets them pass their cars go. You've got, that is Robert Breedlove, but I believe Breedlove is a lap down as well. And then Nate Balzer, there's the first kind of a round of guys that made it out of there. And they've got a little bit of a breakaway. Look back, got Cody Lamas and Brian Wolf back there.
Yeah, they're just getting around. Chuck McClure
Yeah,
had to
Chuck
have
McClure.
the rear end of that car
Wolf,
cut off after that airborne spinorama that he did.
Wolf back in the 6th spot, pushing Cody Lamas up there.
Yeah, so
doing
these
what
guys,
he's got to do. You don't want to race him, you want to push him.
Yeah, and these guys weren't involved in any of that tomfoolery on pit road. So they're probably going, where'd everybody go? Because they'd already made their pit stops. Because it's usually about 3 laps or so that involve the pitting. So lucky for Brian and Cody that they came out together to have that drafting buddy.
Yeah.
They've got to catch. There's Balser in 4th. Breedlove is a lap down. Anderson in 3rd. Dante in 2nd. Josh Metallic is your leader.
Now, if you're Dante or Ricky and, you're not sure, I think they still have got to. No, I think they can make it from here. It'll be about 17 laps when they pitted, so, we think they can go all the way. If you're Dante or Ricky, are you going to go out for the win? Or, if the scenario keeps the way it does, Robert Breedlove pulls over, lets Nate Balzer go by, are you going to, stay right there and, the podium finish if it should work out that way? Rodney Sullins, one of the guys that got involved in that, just going a lap down to the leaders there.
See, no, I don't think they can make it. Right? That's about a 25, 24 lap gap.
Oh, yeah, I did it wrong. I forgot to carry the one. You're right. There is one more pit stop.
Mm-hmm.
So now the question is do they probably going to be, they're probably only going to be half a can of gas. Don't see anybody up front there lifting, though.
In the YouTube chat there, Pete was saying it was probably an internet thing that happened to Wah because it did the initial, it looked like he kind of blinked out and kind of got a little wiggly, so he moved out of the way. And then when he was parked down there on the apron, he probably was waiting for the internet to stabilize.
Yeah.
And then everybody's finding all the cool emojis we have in our chat too. Madison and Pete. Pete runs about a 35% steering assist. Javier Negron runs a 30. Javier also mentioned, I hope next season is better.
Yes.
Than the first. And then he used a little emoji with a bandage on his head. Yeah, because he's been getting knocked around out here these last few races. So here's an update. Kelly Causey just retired, ran out of gas.
Ow.
So in that scuffle, he was on pit road and actually got knocked around. You know what? Let's see if I can find it. Actually, you're in the game. Could you give me a timestamp? Maybe go back and see if it's worth replaying. Kazi was on pit road and actually got about 3/4 of a way down pit road and got into an accident. I'm curious if it might have compromised his position on pit road enough where he couldn't go back to get gas. He had to leave and couldn't make it around.
Watching that now?
Yeah, because there was a lot going on pit road that time. Like getting into pit road, then there was an accident on pit road.
Pit road
Causey was involved in the one that was actually like halfway, 3/4 way down pit road. He got caught in one.
Because he got clipped by so Mark Paglia got spun around. He got clipped by him.
What timestamp are you at?
Hold on. The timestamp is we'll go 45:30, 45:25. It's close.
Okay.
Did pit. Not there very long. Took off. I wonder if maybe he had damage from earlier. It's a really weird thing when it happens. I've seen Pete have time when people can't take fuel from damage.
Yeah, because it looks like he ran out just in like turn 4. Oh, yeah, you're saying right. So he got into his stall.
Yep.
So there's a little bit of a scuffle getting in. Oh, wow, rear-ended Nofsker around. He got clipped by Paglia. just barely got turned around there too.
Brian Wolf kind of leading a pack of about 6 cars. Him and Robert Spring, Brian Wolf is in 5th, Robert Spring is in 6th, and then you've got Billy Elliser in 7th, and then you have Pat McCarsky in 8th, and Cody Lamas in 9th, and then the rest of the ones in there, there's Bobby Farrell and is a lap down, and Rodney Waugh. So those guys are 7 cars, sorry. Running together tight in a group that they're running good, but they're about 4 seconds behind these 5 cars out front. So
yeah, there's Brandstetter there in 14th, Brush right behind him. Mike Brush.
And Rodney Sullins was able to get up to the back of Nate Balzer. Now he is a lap down, but he's running with the top 4 drivers. So he's in a good position. Should the caution come out, he would be the first car 1 lap down.
Right.
Especially if he can stay in that position that he is in.
It's very interesting with that Causey situation because, yeah, he got spun around and then he did get to the pits. Now, there was no tire changes, which assuming you would be taking fuel, but he was kind of in and out in about 5 or 6 seconds. So I guess they were fixing damage.
Maybe. But,
and didn't get any gas because literally 3/4 of a lap later, his car puked on him in turn 3 and 4, and he was forced to retire with no gas. So why not, in his situation, why not just get a tow truck?
I would have, but sometimes if you're out of it, you're out of it. You don't even want to, you don't want to run in it. So
yeah, because I'm thinking he's not in the chase for the points, but he was less than a mile from his pit stop, so like a tow would have only taken a couple minutes.
Yeah, and just looking at it from basically, we know we had a few cars that were a lap down earlier, but not that many. But we've only got 14 cars on the lead lap, due mostly to the pit stop there where people got put a little bit behind. So. It's right now Rodney Sullins and Randy Waugh, should the caution come out, would be the lucky dogs. But granted, that could change as right now Josh Metallic out there in front puts more cars a lap down.
Yeah, Brian Wolf looks like he's leading that secondary pack.
We're
talking about them a little bit.
They're not making a lot of headway, but they're not losing. But, that's the good thing.
Same amount of cars, pretty much, right? There's about 4, 5, 6 cars.
There's 7 cars there, 5 cars in the front group.
Okay.
The big difference is what they need to do is, Robert Spring needs to really get right up in there and on the straightaways, giving, Brian Wolf a pretty good shove down that straightaway to try to help him, get pushed up towards the front.
See that Jegs car, Mike Brush, going down to the pits there now. They were getting a little bit of a tow from him. And they're all lined up here now. Wolf, Spring, Waugh, Ellisor, Farrell, not Mo. That's Lamas and McCarsky.
Not Mo, it's Cody Lamas.
Yeah.
See?
Not Mo Lamas.
Not Mo Lamas. There we go. That's what we got to do it. Not Mo Lamas. He'll probably not run the Lowe's car ever again if we tell him that.
It could almost be one word, Mr. Not Lamas. Well, how can we say it? Not Molamas.
Not Molamas. Josh Metallic out there now. Like I said, if you are Dante Ricky, you're in a great position. You got Randy Waugh lap down. So pretty much, as long as this race runs out the way it is, you stay right there and just go get your championship. You're going to be in the booth no matter what. You win the championship. If he finishes 4th, we're going to bring him up and, congratulate him for being the champion. But, it's up to, you got to think about it. That's like we talked with Josh Metallic. He came over here. He, won a race, and we were kind of wondering, or I think it was the first one he got like 2nd or something. And we were kind of wondering whether, were you going to just stay back there and help out, one of your fellow RTGers and, get him that win, help him the championship. And he's like, you know what? I'll help him all the way until the last 2 laps. And after that, I don't care. I'm here to win. Yep.
There's a lot of guys like that, man. It's like, no, we raced to win. And I don't care who you are. If I got a chance to go for it, I'm going to go for it,
They'll work together all day long.
Does Ricky try to take the win in that scenario? Probably not.
Yeah. Well, that's my point. Does he try to take the win? As he had to sit there and back and go, yeah, win would be nice to cap off the season. But, he's got one on the season, but, you're in a good position. Stay there, let your, fellow RTGer win, and then just, get up there, talk, thank you people, and collect your trophy.
Yep. So there's a second pack being led by Wolf, about 3.5 seconds behind this
They're making
pack.
ground now.
Yeah, there's another pack behind them that are still on the lead lap, being led by, Palmer. I was going to say Palmer, but he's on the pits now. Mangialardi. Let's see. Being led by Mangialardi. That pack's about 26 laps, or 26 seconds behind the leader. But there's only 3 of them.
Yeah.
It's Mike Mangialardi, Tim Nofska, and Mark Paglia. Some cars you saw there on the pits.
We've often
Garland
said
Oaks
that
and Greg
stops
Palmer.
can, make or break a race. And fortunately for, exactly for Rodney Solons, he was in just the wrong position. Somebody hit, they were on the inside of him, and one of the drivers that got hit came out and hit him. And
so I'm thinking now we've been within range. If you pit and get a full tank right now, you can make it to the end. That sort of happened with about 40 at a lap of 47, 48. If they run, because they all pit around 41, 42, they could probably get to lap 60, 61 before they're going to need to pit if they run the tank dry. So that's probably why we saw guys like Palmer and Oaks on pit road a little bit early.
yeah,
Knowing that the window is now open, pack as much fuel as you can in there, get back out and start running some laps.
and you kind of hope you can get in, get out, don't go a lap down, get in with some, cars that are in a draft, so you don't lose much time. And then if you can stay out there and kind of stay on the lead lap, caution comes out, you're going to get you transferred right up to the front. You just don't want to get caught a lap down with that. He might be all set too, because when they pit, he might be ahead of them a little bit. Who knows? We don't know literally until he gets out of the pit and find out who he, can get around. We know if he's by himself, he's not going to go anywhere very fast. So right now he's, running with Greg Garland Oaks there, but going into turn 1 at 190 miles an hour, where Dante Ricky, just went into the corner at 196 miles an hour. So, big difference.
Yep. I think these guys are content just to stay in line until they have to make this pit stop. And when that will happen, we don't know, because they can do it whenever they want now, and they can make it to the end.
10 laps to go, so.
And they know the math on how many cans they need. Like a splash gets you 3 laps. Full can will probably get you, 6 or 7. So they've got it all figured out already.
Oh, yeah. I remember talking with Denny Carroll about it, and we're like, yeah, if you put a splash in, how many laps can you go? If you put half tank, how? And Denny was like, bang, bam, bam, just like that. I know exactly what, what I need to do if I need it.
Yeah, we're running a 2x pit frequency here. So in real life, you can get 40 to 45 laps on a tank of fuel. And here it's more like 19 or 20. So it just speeds up the amount of times you'll have to pit in a race, make it a little bit more challenging. If they could run this race on 1X, and you'd only see 1 pit stop.
Yeah, and that's why they do the 2X pits, because it makes a shorter race seem like a longer race, because there's you have to put a few pit stops in there to do that stuff, and in a 500 mile race, they pit maybe 5, 6, 7 times. That's what they want. They want it to seem a little bit more like like a full race.
Pit strategy, yeah. It's not just track position. Like you can, there's more chance of something to happen too. Like you pit strategy, you gotta have to pit 3 times.
Josh
here
Metallic
we go.
There we go. Everybody's the front ones are coming in.
Secondary pack coming as well.
Dante Ricky got just a little love tap from Tim Anderson there.
Cody Lamas coming in real hot there. I got to watch GNL to see if it's going to give us an update on any penalties that may have occurred.
no Tim Anderson got in the back of Dante Ricci, it'd be, I don't know where it happened. It could have been a potential spot where he could have gotten a speeding penalty, but we'll have to see how that works out for him.
Yeah,
That would
Lamas
change
was-
up the championship a lot. Lamas was the first one off pit road, but Josh Metallic coming out there with a little bit more ahead of a steam, being that under yellow front light conditions, when you come off the pit road like that, you're going to be the first one. You're going to keep that position. But Josh Metallic was coming off there with a little more speed because he's, his pit stall is a little bit further back. So he got a little bit more of a jump on him.
There's Mike Brush in that Jegs car. He'll tuck him behind. Yeah, if he's not damaged too much, he can hang with these guys.
Yep. I think
So a good
Dante
spot.
Ricci and Rodney Sullins are going to probably catch up to them pretty easy. The next question is whether or not Nate Balzer can do that. Brush pulls up to the high side. He's not able to keep up with them. So
And Brush
wisely,
can
just let him
kind
go.
of, he can kind of put out the helping hand here. See Nate Balser move up behind Brush because he might be a little bit slower, but he's still creating a draft. So anybody who needs a hand can tether on the back of him.
Dante Ricci's like, yeah, nope, this is my race to win. He run down Josh Metallic there.
Jeez.
Run down
Missed it.
Josh Metallic there and just drove right around him. Pulled in front of Josh Metallic. Rodney Sullins just tucked in behind Metallic. Nate Balzer is able to keep up, and he's going to get right on the back of Rodney Sullins. And it looks like Tim Anderson should be able to do that as well. Nate was able to do that with them guys up there running side by side. That opened the window up. Plus, with the lap car there, it made a little bit more of a draft. Tim Anderson is definitely going to be there. Kind of looking back a little bit, looks like Brian Rasson is leading a group back there. He might be able to catch up with them as well.
Yeah, Rawson in 22nd there with Randy
yeah, just
Waugh.
looking for that.
Yeah. And Waugh is in 15th. So they're all different. They're all on different laps, but they're all running at speed, which is kind of nice. So yeah, the only drivers so far to retire from the race: Perry Bond, Terry Bombard, David Chin, Javier Negron, Doug Hulick, and Kelly Causey. Everybody else is still here on the lead lap. 13 drivers: Garland Oaks, Greg Palmer, Tim Nosker, Mike Van, Giulardi, Pat McCarskey, Bailey Ellister, Robert Spring, Brian Wolf, Cody Lamas, Tim Anderson, Nate Balser, Josh Metallic, and your leader, Dante Ricci. And now a word from our sponsor. Sometimes I just like saying a lot of words in a row.
You see that? You were
6
doing a
laps to
great
go
job.
here.
Really good.
Thank you.
I know it's been such good, interesting racing to watch here that it just totally kind of just forgot about laps. And they go by so quick.
So far, so good, but penalties from what I can see, nothing popped up. So I'm thinking Dante might be the champion of the season number 1 here on Saturday night on the Premier Superspeedway Series at ASR.
Yeah.
He's in good position here. I mean, the race isn't over. We're far from the end. But with Randy Waugh being a lap down...
he only had to make up 5 points on Randy to be the champion.
Yeah.
So whatever Randy scores for points, he's got to score 5 more. And I think he's pretty much done that already.
Yeah, Randy's got the 1 lap lead. Ricky right now has led the most laps with 26. Metallic having 27, with Metallic having 20. So that's a lock for Dante. He now has the lap lead and the most laps led.
I think
if he gets a podium finish, that's massive because Randy's going to finish a lap down, which means it's like, 14th, 13th place.
Yeah, and I think that was a kind of a situation where that's why Dante wanted to get out front. He wanted to be able to, just put a cap on it, get those most laps led. That way, that's just insurance, which in case something happens, but you never, I think we're, with 3 to go, I think we're pretty good.
Now we can see Farrell was the 3rd one with 224 points. Bobby is in 17th right now, so he's also a lap down. And then Balser in the 2, he's got 220 points. He's right there in 4th place, sorry.
He's 3rd
But
because
he can't.
Rodney Sullins is a lap
because
down.
Ronnie's is a lap down. Yeah, so he's 3rd. But yeah, Balser would need 30 points, and that's not going to happen.
No.
Not with
Like I
Ricky
said,
running up front.
Mathematically, he had a chance coming into it, I believe, but it would have had to have been Randy Waugh and Dante Ricky having just a worse luck in the beginning of the race and not really getting any points and stuff.
Well, and Randy had the bad luck, but Dante's not. Well, so
Right.
far. I mean,
So the next thing
motor.
would be too for that is Nate going to have enough points to be able to go over and beyond Randy Waugh? It'd be really close. I don't think he would be, but you never know.
The podium finish will help because there is extra points for podium finishers. But yeah, this is pretty crazy how this all played out. You got Dante up front. You will get the bonus points for leading the lap and the most laps, like we just said. You just need the first place finish, yeah.
I think you see Nate Balzer's been poking out there and looking. I mean, he really, if he's doing the math in his head, he needs to get out there and win this thing to maybe get himself into that second place position in points. But like I said, we don't know. I'm not going to sit here and do the math quick for 2 laps. So
yeah.
Randy keeps trying. He's trying to figure out a way to get himself back on that lead lap, but every time he pulls out, just nobody going with him.
Yeah, I think that's all said and done now.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, maybe. Now Dante's got a pick, and he's going to go with the longer line. Josh is going to get walked on.
Yep. Last lap right here. Does Nate Balzer have any help behind him to get past Dante Ricky, or Dante Ricky going to take this win today? Or then again, you're going to give it to maybe possibly Tim Anderson back there in third. He might be able to sneak through and do this.
Yeah. Yeah, Tim's
Don't
right there
count
too.
out Josh Metallic. He's right there still. Balzer's looking, man.
Yeah.
Looking.
He's looking. I think Tim wants to help him.
Every time he looks out, he's like, Tim's going. Oh, he's going. They're going.
Tim lost the gap, though. Oh, they're
this
trading paint. Look at Metallic's got a good run.
Balzer's gonna take it.
Wow.
Look at that. What a last lap pass.
Did Ricky get third? Josh?
Ricky got third. Tim Anderson second.
Wow, Josh might have. What was the time interval on? Let's pull that up.
That's crazy.
Wow, Josh almost had third place. What a finish again. Fantastic.
A finish by Nate Balzer. That is crazy. Anytime there, Alton. Alton was thanking us for letting him drive the pace car tonight. Although at the end of that race, he didn't get too many times to drive it. But.
So what's the points shake up now? I mean, Dante's still got the third place finish. He's still going to leapfrog him, I think.
Oh, he's got Dante Ricky's going to be your points leader. We'll have to pretty much before we bring him out there and congratulate him on it. But we'll have to get Ken Roberts up there to find out for sure. But I believe he has scored enough points over Randy Waugh. Balzer, I don't think Balzer had enough to be able to take the points lead away from him, but it'd be very interesting to see whether or not he was able to overtake Randy Waugh.
Yeah, those boys will be up there now crunching the numbers. Mind you, these stats, of course, are all going to be unofficial.
Ben Roberts, you got Rod and Blaine in the booth. You got a copy?
10-4.
All right, so when do you do the points on this thing?
We'll do them tomorrow morning.
Okay. We're pretty sure Dante Ricky probably took the championship.
Yeah, Dante's got it. Nate was 30 points back, so I don't think he could have caught him.
No, but we were wondering if you could have caught Randy Waugh. That's the next question, is just being, where they were.
Let me look at the Expo real quick.
Okay. Well, we're going to bring in...
You got Nate, Tim, and Dante. Dante's the season champ.
Yeah, that much we figured.
Cool. Thanks, Rodney.
I grabbed him mid-sentence there. Yeah, can you just?
It's okay. Oh, man.
That's all right, buddy. Can you just check if you think if Nate did get second or not? Just curiosity.
Well, I'll tell you, I didn't want to do anything too crazy on the last lap. I wanted to try and keep the lead, but I also knew that Tim was right up, tucked under him and behind him. And I knew that if I made any silly move, it really would have had a major impact. But, considering the circumstance and just trying to be smart at the end, I'm proud of the effort that the league has put in for this and keeping everything running so smoothly. And, it's not an easy task to try and win a championship when it comes down to racing with the car rather than just racing for all out, but
Yeah.
I really enjoyed tonight's event and I'm very happy for the outcome as well.
Oh, you led the most laps. You did what you had to do. You came in 4 points behind, and you stayed up front, ran up front. Randy Wall had a little bit of an issue there. Not really sure what happened. We believe it might have been something to do internet related that got him a lap down. And so when you got out there, then at that point, you probably did the math in your head real quick. And then now we get to actually officially say, well, congratulations, champion of the ASR Saturday Night Superspeedway series.
Oh, thank you so much. And I'm so humble and honored to be a part of this league. And it's such a challenge when you look back on the season and say there's no one moment that won the season or lost the season for you. It's a compilation of many things that all have to play in your favor or come together at the right place and right time. And listen, I've been on the other side of this at RTG. I've had times where I won 3 races in the season and didn't have very good luck in the chase. I also had a week where I lost 2 championships to second place by 1 point or by a tiebreaker. It's very difficult. You have to be resilient in those situations. Usually what you learn, and sometimes you just have to race with your head more so than with the car. And you have to understand when the right time to do that is. And I'm very, very sad that Randy wasn't there at the finish. And he told me something fell and either hit the keyboard or hit a wire, who knows. But I really would have liked to race him out for the championship. Randy has come so far in the 5 years that he's been racing with us. And he is an amazing racer, very clean, very fair, understands when to make a move, when he can be in the spot. And I really would have appreciated to race him out tonight more so than what we had to do. That would have been the real championship feeling for either of us, for that matter. And part of me thought it was all over after last week, but just like I said, have to be resilient and have to keep pushing. And there were very few nervous moments tonight for me. Obviously the biggest scare is probably the pit road entrance on the last pit stop. I appreciate Tim giving me just enough room to get that pulled off. He did a great job pushing me tonight as well. Tim Anderson, really, really good, very fair, very confident. And at the end of the day, I really want to thank Josh also for the support there. When we got in a situation after pit stop 1, I said, let's just ride. Let's have Josh lead a few laps. And when it came down to the end, Josh was kind of a pickle. I'm sorry he didn't have a great shot to win, but part of the problem there is there's only 4 lead lap cars. And at some point, any move I made just had to be a move that I could avoid a bumper hook and avoid an incident to my name. And that was the priority there. I wanted to win. Don't get me wrong, I wanted to win.
Oh, yeah.
Outstanding performance, Dante. If I could, I so apologize. I have to interrupt because I got to get back up to the review room. But I just wanted to say congratulations, Dante, man. It's been such a fun season with you.
Thank you,
we're so glad you're here. And I wanted to thank these guys for covering us all season long. Blaine, Rod, TARNATION TV, you guys really make us look better than we actually are. But you really do. But we really appreciate everybody's efforts in all of this. And congratulations, Dante. We got some stuff coming for you. And looking forward to season 2. And you guys, I'll see you in a couple of weeks for Cannon's race.
Brian, thank you so much for putting this on this season. It's been an honor to race with you for so many years, and I'm just thankful to be able to get back into a league that I'm able to race with you. That's been the
awesome.
big thing the last few years since I moved to another state, But thank you so much, man. I do have a lot more people I need to give a shout out to. So,
sure.
You, Brian.
Yep. I'll let you go. Thank you, guys.
I was going to say, because, at the halfway point is when we really kind of started seeing the people start to rise up to, because we started off, Greg Palmer winning, you know what I mean, and then he was out. Like the top 5 were there, and then all of a sudden the top 5 changed, then top 5 changed. We got about the halfway point season, and then we started seeing you and Randy Waugh and Denny Carroll kind of start that migration slowly but surely to the top, and for the most part, Denny Carroll and Randy Waugh kind of had you. You know what I mean? And then
yes, I've also, and I was going to get to the shoutouts as well, but Denny Carroll, man, what a great racer. I mean, I would have really appreciated this. Could have been like a 3 or 4 or 5 person battle, just like Thursday. Randy was amazing to race against, but Denny Carroll, I also have to give a shout out to. He caught some bad luck a couple weeks ago, and I apologize, I have hiccups, and he too deserves as much credit, for the effort he put in. And Denny won races. That was
yes.
The thing. When you win races in a league, it means a lot. It means a lot, and it's been such a hard thing to get the victory lane for me for multiple reasons, But I think that part of it's consistency, and part of it is what can you do to just push through it. That's the big thing. But big shout out to Denny as well, and I'm thinking about you, buddy. We miss you. We miss you.
All right. Well, Blaine, do you have any questions for Dante?
You just like a comment, like Brian said too. We Tarnation TV makes you guys look better than you actually are. That's a lie, because you guys spoil us rotten, man. Like, we're spoiled rotten up here. We're watching these races. It's more exciting sometimes than watching it on TV. It's to have 30 people tonight. It was 29 guys come down here and do this. And even on Thursday covering the Rolling Thunder stuff, it's like it just never ceases to have full servers. There's not enough room for the talent that we bring in here, and everybody on the track is making good decisions. And there's accidents happen, but we get to call these races and watch you guys do the thing, and it's always a blast.
Oh, absolutely, Blaine. Thank you for everything that you do. It is not an easy task to be the talent, hit the buttons, produce the graphics, run the graphics so professionally, and have the best performing computers and broadcast in the entire industry.
Oh man, thank you.
I will say this. This is not to downplay anybody else. I think that Flat Out Racing does outstanding as well. I really want to thank all the people in the broadcast community. Seth Cole does a great job every week where he goes. Okay, big deal. We're all in this together. It's not a one-person show, and it's such a good sign to see that we've got great broadcasters at Flat Out, at Tarnation, and the support is there, the interest is there. And this sim is going to thrive.
Dante, no idea why. Because wait till you rewatch this broadcast. You have no idea what I went through today to get here to broadcast.
Yeah, he basically had to rebuild his entire computer. So.
Oh my goodness! I'll tell you what. I cannot wait to watch this back. This is incredibly challenging what you guys do, and I have to give you a lot of thanks. If we can move into the shout-outs, because this is, there's a long list of people. The first shout-out.
Go for it, but it's all yours.
The broadcast. The sponsor of the series, Bryant Motorsports. Big thank you to allowing us to race each and every week and providing the support for the league to proceed. Very, very big help there. I want to thank all the ASR staff, David Chen, Brian Wolf, Ken Roberts, anybody else who's involved with the administration of the league that I just cannot remember off the top of my head. Thank you guys. This series had great motivation, great car count, great performance, and it's a solid place to race. When I found out about it over the off-season RTG, we were having our staff meetings. That's how I found out about this development. And boy, did it pay off to give it my best effort. And I like I said, I like having something a little bit different each week. It's not the exact identical setup track, INI, EXE combination, you name it, at other leagues. I think it provides a unique way to adjust and to still enjoy the sim. Big thank you to all of my friends at RTG, all the administrators there that I race with often and have helped me become a better person ultimately. And huge thank you to my family and friends for always cheering me on. And thank you, Rodney Sullins, for the Jersey Mike's car. He did say that he caught a mistake on the car, which I would never have noticed that he was driving next to me tonight. And a huge shout out to Randy Waugh for not giving up and making it such an exciting battle here in the last few weeks, especially through all the ups and downs that we've gone through this season. I really enjoyed racing against you, and St. Denny Carroll as well. We miss you, and that's really all I got. Did I miss anybody that needs to be mentioned? I think that's everybody. I think. Thank you, broadcasters. Thank you, guys. And David Cannon.
Gotta say, David Cannon.
Peace, my friend. The world is not the same place. I really miss you.
There you go. Our series champion finished third tonight, so you got a chance. You'd have been up here either way, but
I would have tried. I do have one more. Rest in peace and big thank you to Bob Dixon. I know that in the back of my mind, he would have been here with us each week, and I really miss those phone calls. I really do, and I'm praying for you and the entire family. And I know you're watching from above.
He would have been here, and he would have been pitting 4 laps early.
Maybe, but oh my, such a great man, such a great man. All right, guys, thank you for everything, and good win. Congratulations to Nate Balser tonight, and good finish for Tim.
All right, congratulations on your championship, your third place finish, and
thank you.
Looking forward to see you coming back and defending your championship. So
thank you so much. Can you confirm I can hit the retire button on my car? You're not on the broadcast anymore.
What's that?
Can I hit retire on my car in the infield?
Yes.
Okay, it's not going to disappear on the screen, will it?
No.
No, I got a shot of you parked in front of the logo there.
Good.
So yeah, you're good.
That's all I want. Thank you, guys.
All right, congratulations and thank you. All right, Tim Anderson's got Rod and Blaine in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, man, I got a copy.
I'm sorry it took so long to get you down here. That Dante Ricky guy, he had to thank a lot of people, a lot of things for the, winning the championship. But
Brian Wolf barging in here too. It was a whole.
Oh yeah, Brian Wolf, all that stuff. But you had a pretty good run tonight. You ran up front most of the time. That pit stop debacle didn't really. You got in a little bit of it, but you made it through it pretty good. Was able to catch back up to that field, and good last lap move by you and Nate Balser that got you out there into the second position.
Yeah, I just come over tonight for a fun race, man. I wasn't racing for points or anything like that. Just come over for some fun tonight because I didn't have anything else to do. But glad I could bring Big Stone Gap Racing a second place finish tonight for sure.
Yeah, you come over here for fun. What are you thinking about next season? About 3 weeks away. 10 races. You're gonna come over here and put your name in a hat for the championship.
Yeah, I'll be over here more so next season. Every race, try to win me a championship.
Very, very nice. I've seen you win a few of them over there at RTG on the broadcast. I don't broadcast that night. I get the chance to sit back and watch you guys do it. And I see one. I don't think you got the key for some reason. I don't know, but that you're a pretty good super speedway racer. So it'd be nice to have you over here with the guys.
Yeah, I'll definitely be back for sure, man. I enjoy doing this and something to do on the weekend, when I can't fish and stuff. So I enjoy it, man, for sure.
I like that when I can't fish. Blaine, do you have a question for Tim?
No, man, coming out here and doing what you do, we were saying the same thing to Dante. On Thursday, they come back again, do it on Saturday. Some crazy stuff going on in the pits late in the race. Awesome race. I don't really know. I don't even know what to say. I mean, this whole season's been amazing. So, how many races did you make it to on Saturday? I'm trying to remember because I've seen.
I think this is my 4th race over here. Right there, that last pit stop we had, man, I don't know what in the world was going on. I could not hardly get slowed down. Just my brakes were locked up, smoke was flying, and I clipped Dante just a little bit, and I was like, no, please don't wreck him.
Just gonna ask you that.
Yeah.
Just gonna ask you that just because I kind of look like you did, and this is your 5th race over here. Just to let you know.
There you go.
Okay. Okay.
You got that information all up here.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah, I didn't want to wreck him at all, man. I clipped him and he got loose a little bit right there in the pits, but was able to, regain back control of his car. And we got in those pit stops there pretty quick and got back out, man. And I was just riding around until somebody made a move, and I just went with Nate there, and helped him around there. And if Dante would have been there, I would have pushed him around there.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. We saw Nate looking, and I said, Nate's looking. Looks like he's trying to go. And then Blaine says, well, looks like Tim's going to go with him if he goes. And sure enough, he took off and went out, and you went with him. And, of course, that got you, another position up there in the second place. And,
I love that stuff.
got
Nate into the winner's circle, so that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm an easy guy to work with, man, on here. I'm not difficult. If somebody makes a move and I can gain a position on it, I'm going. I'm going to go with that person.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to give you a chance to just, thank anybody and everybody. First, I want to say, thanks for coming over and running with our ASR and, running with them. But we'll give you an opportunity to thank anybody you want to thank for getting you here or doing whatever. So the floor is yours.
Yeah, ASR Racing, man. I appreciate them putting this on over here and all the sponsors they got. I appreciate all those guys and just everything they do over here, man. This is, a good place to come race and have fun. Appreciate you guys up there in the booth and my teammates, Greg Lovell and Brian and Danny and just Big Stone Gap Racing, man. And I enjoy doing this, and I just appreciate everybody that puts all the hard work into this, man, because, this game's 20-some years old, and really surprising that so many people still play it, man. And it's just just a fun game and something to do.
Who does your car paints?
Frank does my cars.
Okay. Frank Divins, yeah.
Divins, yeah, absolutely, yep.
I only got one thing before we get you out of here. You got to do me a favor. If you are teammates with Denny Carroll, you got to get that boy to come back here and take that next season's championship. So you need to work on it for us.
I'm not his teammate, but he races over at PRL where I race. So I'll definitely get him back in here.
Poking. Get him over.
I will. Yeah. I will,
Well,
most certainly. Absolutely.
All right. Well, congratulations on your second place finish and, good run tonight. And looking forward to see you next season. Hopefully, get over here, run the whole 10-race season and see what you can't do with these boys. Maybe you can knock that Dante Ricky guy up that top podium position there.
Maybe I can get over here and get me a trophy.
There you go. Congratulations, buddy, on your second place finish. Thanks for racing over here.
Hey, thank you guys, man. Y'all have a great night.
Thanks, Tim.
Nate Balzer, you got Rod and Blaine in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I got a copy.
You are going to love it when you rewatch this and you listen to us go make the call on that last lap pass, and I go, Nate Balzer's going to win this thing. Tonight's winner, buddy.
That was that was kind of surprising. I was thinking, let me at least get a top 5. And then when it came more realistic that, hey, I'm sitting in third here. All right, I'll get a podium. And then it came to where I could actually make a pass. It was just, you know how that is. It's just pure elation. It's what a great spot to be in. It was great.
Most of the night, you were up top in the top 10, top 5 most of the night. You just weren't that guy that was out front, and the pit stop we had that deal with the pit stops where, it didn't kind of go all that well. And you came out of that a little bit behind, but not that far behind, and you were able, using some of the lap cars, some of the other guys around you, to get yourself back up to that lead group. And like you said, you worked your way up there, you worked your way around a little bit, you got yourself into that third position, and we were watching you go down the backstretch, and I said, I don't know. Nate Balder might be looking at it, I don't know. And Blaine says, yeah, I don't know. It depends on whether Tim will go with him. And we see you make a move. We see Tim going around you went. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was the move. That's what I was waiting for. I wasn't sure how, who was going to go with who. But I was waiting for that. And, as Alex Moe would say, the waters parted and I just drove through it. And it was fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, you got out there and got the win. At first, we didn't really realize whether, Tim Anderson had got past Dante Ricky, but sure enough, he did. And, Dante Ricky didn't need to win this thing. He was in the proper position. Kind of glad that he got up there, in the podium, so we can come out and we can give him his championship. Congratulate him on that. But that's what took us so long to get to you, is because he was having a ball up here just chatting.
Yeah, Dante ran a great season. The guy always does. He qualifies well. He races well. He's always up front, and it was just bound to happen with the guy. He did it. He was smooth. He did a great job, and he's a champ.
And that's the good thing about over here. You got the caliber of these drivers over here is incredible, and you got someone like him. Dante Ricky is just a gentleman driver. Yeah, he'll race you hard, but he'll race you clean, and he does a really good job. But of course, that's something you're well noted for too. So, that's an awesome job that you were able to pull off the win. Now you just got to come back next season, get a few more of them, come back here and take that championship.
That's the big plan, and I'm happy to be here. I definitely want to thank Bryant Motorsports and everybody over there for sponsoring this, and TARNATION TV. You guys are what they call the bomb. You guys are great. My family, my wife, my daughters. It's just great to be a part of this whole thing and have the season end like this. This is great.
You gotta love a guy. You don't have to tell him when to help thank his sponsors and stuff. He just goes right to it. Why I say that is, Blaine, do you have anything questions? Usually let Blaine ask the last question, and then I say you guys can have it, and you're already on it, on point.
Yeah, he puts the pressure on me, right? He's like, "Hey, you got any questions?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've got all kinds of questions, but there's no time." But
Yeah.
no, man, awesome season. We always love that last lap stuff. That always makes it so cool. But I always go back to the pit strategies. Like when it comes within that window, we see some guys bail early. They know there's less than 19 to go. They go in quick, and then some guys will run the tank dry. Like, what are you thinking in that situation? Because your whole pack of people that you've been working with the whole race could bail on you at any time. Are you guys in communication with that type of stuff in the public channel, or do you try to keep stuff a secret?
Well, you have some guys that you kind of team up with, and most of the season we did that, and you got them on a private key. But most of the guys had fallen off. They were out of it, so I had to stick with the guys that are where they usually pit, and it's about they start to go in about 2 to 1 to go, and so that was pretty much the strategy for the entire race, was just sticking with Dante and the crew, so to speak, and that's pretty much what kept me in a good position. I had one little jilt taken off from my stall where I slipped out of first gear, and so you're kind of dragging, and I quickly put it back in first gear, and I was able to stay with them. And then I saw some light in the tunnel there and said, this might be okay.
See, that's crazy. Like, you're right. That's something that small, but under a green flag condition can be you could literally be on the tail end of that and lose the draft for doing something like that.
That's exactly right. And I think if I was the last in line there, that might have happened. So I'm very fortunate, because that move there where it slipped back out of first and I'm crawling out, I went, oh no, because you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. That's funny. Like, all the little stuff. See, we don't see all the little stuff like that. We see the crazy, like, lockups and guys spinning out in the grass. Like, oh my goodness, that's wild. But yeah, somebody misses a shift coming out of the pit stall. Do you have what kind of shifter do you have? Or you just go automatic? Or not automatic, like you got paddles, H pattern, sequential?
No, I've got the separate gear shift over here where you're actually throwing it in gear. It's over to the right here. Come with the Logitech G920 is what I run.
Right.
And I've got the gear shifter on the side with that.
So that's a sequential then. You can choose to go 1, 3, reverse. You can go wherever you want.
Oh yeah, I like it. I'm used to it. And I also drive in car. I've always done that for the 2 plus years I've been doing this, and I don't know any other view, and that's just how I, when you win a race and you're one of the few guys that race in cars, so it's a good accomplishment.
So I have the G29 wheel, and my brother bought me the shifter for a birthday years ago. I've never used it because I can't do it on the desk. It would have to be, because my car is a stick. It needs to be down by my knee. Like, where's your shifter? Is it on the desk right beside your wheel?
And I grew up driving a stick, and I definitely get what you mean. But over the years, I just got to it. It's like it's right on the right side of the wheel, on the desk here. 2006, I built a special disc here, that kind of desk thing that bolts to the wall that's moved with us, and I just reinstall it, screw it back in. And I also sit on a banquet chair that you would see in a school or a church or something like that, because it's the exact perfect size for this setup that I built. It's crazy.
You just got to take that down, Blaine, and make something that you can mount it to put it down where you want it.
Yeah, send me the blueprints. I was thinking of that actually.
No,
I was thinking of doing something like use a drawer or something, like put it on one of my drawers. So at least then it would be down a little bit lower. So there's probably a way I could figure it out.
Send me the shifter.
I'll send you a picture of it.
Send me the shifter. Tell me how high you want it. You'll be surprised with what you get.
Nice.
But yeah, no, congratulations, Nate. That was awesome. That was just a crazy. I love to see it, and I'm really excited to see you come back. Now, I was gonna say, you got any more people you want to thank, or you pretty much got them thanked up, or what?
Oh, I pretty much, just thanking you guys again as usual. You guys do a fantastic show, and whether I'm in it or I'm watching it, I just enjoy it. My parent-in-laws, they watch. I like to thank them and my wife and daughters, and of course we got the cat that gets up on front of the big screen TV. She tries to get the cars, so we got her too. So
what's the cat's name?
Which one?
Oh, we got two of them, Sonia and Raru. We actually got them back in September underneath a porch.
Oh, wow.
I was gonna say, because I've seen pictures of them today on Facebook.
Yeah, so Sonia and Raru, and that's them. And Sonia's the one that likes to get up by the screen there and try to knock the cars around.
Well, shout out to Sonia and Raru.
There you go. All right. Congratulations on your win, and looking forward to seeing you come back next season and maybe, kind of get yourself a little bit higher up in the points. I think you're going to end up, we know, probably third. We were questioning whether or not you had enough to beat Randy Waugh, but still, that's not a bad season overall. So, get back here and, go back to get that W, get that number one, take and knock that Donkey Ricky guy off the top shelf.
Yeah, that guy, man. We're gonna do it next season. Absolutely.
There you go.
Thank you, guys.
All right, congratulations, buddy.
Thanks, my friend.
Thanks, Nate.
Thanks, Blaine.
Kind words from Nate, man. The people dig what we do, but we can't do it without them. So it's like Dante was saying, it's a whole team,
Madison
event.
Madison Balls are here, kitty.
Like, I can't do this without you. Like, as a co-host, that's an actual guy who is a professional racer. Like, you build the cars, you understand how it all works. It's great having you next to me doing this, because I can put the technical stuff together, but when it comes to all that stuff, it's not happening.
I was getting the big chuckle there. I believe it was with Dante? I don't know if it was Nate's interview or Dante's. You were playing ping pong with the Bryant Motorsport and the Fluid Studio. That was very, very funny. I was chuckling at that, but that was pretty cool.
Yes, I think it was. I think Dante mentioned the Bryant Motorsports sponsorship,
when he was
and we
doing
can't thank them enough too. Of course, Dante bringing that up, so I had to play with the logos a little bit. But Bryant Motorsport Auto Sales, massive involvement here. Of course, sponsoring the broadcast. David Chin, Brian Wolf, Ken Roberts, everybody behind the scenes there. You can see them all down there now. Bangialardi, Roberts, Spring, Wolf, Oaks, Breedlove, and Ross, and all in the admin room doing their thing with post-race inspection. So,
yeah, that was pretty cool. And then, what is it? We got, I just came up with a thought because of the situation today. I don't know what we're going to do about RV there yet. I got to see if I can get that back working.
yeah.
But we'll be at Maverick No, we won't. We will be, our next race will be at TMP on Wednesday.
Yep.
The first race of their 4-week championship series. They do kind of a elimination round. It's kind of cool. Thursday, you will be with Seth Cole and Kyle Matthews, and I don't remember the other guy that was in there if he is there.
Seth Cole will not be there next week. That's why we had Jack last week. So it'll be Jack and Kyle and me. Seth is on spring break. I think he's on a road trip somewhere. So he's going to a convention somewhere, so that he'll have some stories for that deal.
I'm sure, but that'll be over to RTG, our Talladega Challenge Series, which I am going to try to. I got to keep in my fun. I'd like to get into doing some of them races over there. Whether I make them into them or not, that'd be something totally different. But then next Saturday we are here with the Bob Dixon Memorial Race. That's going to be a good one.
Yep.
Then of course we'll be back, hopefully with RV there on the following Monday, and then we'll be on with Maverick back the next Tuesday, and then again TMP Wednesday, and we're busy.
It is a busy month. Spring is in the air, and away we go. But yeah, man, thanks a lot for what you did, putting that computer back together, getting that thing working a little hour before we were ready to go live. Maybe even tighter than that. But yeah, appreciate you, man. It was an awesome race today too, so it definitely paid off. Of course, tons of chatter in the YouTube is always cool. You know, Madison, Denny, David, RJ,
Gotta get
Pete
Denny
Moss,
back here.
Al. Yeah,
Gotta keep
was
saying,
in there.
gotta get Denny back here.
Yeah, he's definitely competitive in this for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, big shout out to everybody who participates live, who watches it after the fact. All the hits count. And of course, the ASR. We'll see ASR here back in mid-April. We got to do some big races first. We got like I said, the Bob Dixon next Saturday, and then the End Gun Violence the week after that for the Cannon Hinnant Memorial Race. And yeah, if you got any final words there, bud.
I'm glad they don't take this the wrong way, folks, but I'll be glad to be done with this. I'm sitting in the computer way too long today to get here, but no, great race. Congratulations to Dante Ricky for this, the championship. Nate Balzer for his win, the first win of this series this season. He finishes at least third in points, we know, probably second maybe. And Randy Waugh, what a season, an unfortunate situation that happened with him tonight. We didn't realize. We figured somebody had said something, thought maybe it was an internet connection, but that something had fallen off and hit the keyboard, and that really bites. That sucks. Randy would have been a good fight to see how that all came out. But no, congratulations to them guys, and just looking forward to coming back and do another 10 races with these guys. They're awesome. I know pretty soon we'll be doing 10 races. It'll be a little while, but probably season 3. I might be missing a few of them just because of racing, because I do that in real life, but we'll be here as much as we can.
Yeah, the Randy Waugh situation, that's, we basically can chalk that up to a mechanical failure.
Yep.
You got a blown engine, blown clutch, run out of gas, accidents happen in the race. Sometimes they happen in real life while you're racing. The keyboard comes unplugged and the pedals
or
stop working.
Drop something on the keyboard. Literally, that's what happened.
Something happened in the room, and Randy had to take care of it. So that cost him the race, but that's what happens sometimes. But yeah, man, all around fantastic.
Keep your eyes peeled. That guy was second points for most of the season there, second half, and was there every race. I think he had 2 bad races the whole. I don't even really want to call them bad races. I mean, he was still competitive. He just got in situations like he did tonight where unfortunately he got a lap down, and never had the opportunity to make that lap back up. But other nights he had things like that happen, and he was able to come right back to top 10 and finish in the top 10, top 5. Didn't get a win of the season, but still he was right there all season long.
Yeah, and anybody can win this thing. We've seen how this played out right down to the last couple laps. We're wondering, what's going to happen. But it's definitely a lot of fun.
Absolutely. I'm having fun doing it, so.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. So yeah, hopefully everybody joins us next week here on Saturday night over at PRL for the Bob Dixon 250. That's going to be a full one. That's Graham's been working getting that thing ready to go, and there's a lot of drivers going to be in that race. So you want to watch an
I
all-star
bet.
race, Talladega's the place to do it. So we'll be here broadcasting it. And as always, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Keep your stick on the ice.
Who says they're men? What's left unspoken?